Alright, yo, we start the season with some weird shit, and I hate it. This little girl's being abused, but she has the compass that leads to the abyss. So she ends up on some ship that's headed there because they're told that there's a city of gold or something. There's this weird ass captain dude, his name's like Wazukyan or something, and this other white haired dude, his name is Belaf. Shit name. But he's nice to her, so we won't roast him too bad. Anyway, they make it to the island where the big ass abyss is, and there's no city like in season 1, so there's gotta be in the past, right? And they run into some tribal people, and those people know what the artifact is or whatever. They also steal this little girl from the village. But they didn't really steal her, but the village didn't want her ass because she can't have kids, so she goes along with the party. And the little girl got tattoos and shit. So one thing I know from watching a lot of stuff, if a kid has tattoos, they're important to the story. So anyway, they jump into the abyss, and then like a minute later, they've already made it to where our main characters took a full season and a movie to make it to. I call bullshit. Speaking of our main party though, we cut to them. Rico's taking a shit, and for some reason we had to know about this. Not gonna lie, the sounds made me laugh though. And then they made it. So they're walking around sightseeing and shit, weird buildings, a fucking giraffe dragon, pieces of shit with faces a child drew. Like, it's hilarious the amount of detail and planning that went into this creature, and then these guys are like, hey, fuck it. Anyway, it starts raining fire for some reason, so they run and find shelter, right? And then while there, they talk about their friends back home and decide to send a balloon up. Good little sentimental moment. You know, let them know that y'all are alive and y'all made it all the way to the...
Gotcha, bitch!
So anyway, they go to sleep, and while they sleep, someone comes in and steals the white whistle, right? So they get up and they start looking for clues, and they set out to find it. And they come across these dead animals with stitches in their butts, and why does this show gotta be so damn nasty, man? Like, what's with the creators' obsession with animal asses and robot dicks? You know what, never mind, I looked up the creator, and he looks like the type of guy that would like animal asses and robot dicks. Anyway, they go across this bridge and they feel like they're being followed by something, but they make it to the city with all these weird ass creatures, and then one comes up to them and understands English, and it leads them to where the white whistle is. So they go to the white whistle, and this Pokemon is working on it, right? Making it better or something. So they end up going to the market where Rico sees one of her mom's papers and she wants it. This is where they learn about the value system here. Whatever one person deems as valuable and they're willing to trade with, no matter how weird it is, then y'all can trade. It's a pure barter system. So then Prushka's old little Pokemon thing gets out, and some pink thing grabs it and holds it and squeezes the fuck out of him, right? And it's kind of funny. Rico's all distraught and shit, but Nanachi helps push its ass back into its body. Then the pink thing that did it starts running because something's coming, right? Let's call him Cheeks from now on. Then it's explained that if someone hurts or takes something of value from someone else, these black things come and steal all they shit. Kinda racist if you ask me. Oh yeah, then they rip his body apart. But all in all, Rico got some bread for all that, so now they can go buy a place to stay and get some food. They eat some nasty ass food, and Rico starts shitting again, bro. What the fuck? Nanachi and Reg leave to help, but they end up splitting up, where Reg goes to investigate some commotion that's going on, and Nanachi tries to get some fresh water for Rico. Next, we meet someone named Faputa, which is funny because it's close to La Puta in Spanish, and if you know Spanish, you get why. It's pretty fitting, actually. Weird dino guys talking about Midi to Nanachi, and Reg tries to get Faputa to realize he lost his memory, so she inspects him to make sure that he's the real deal Holyfield. And then we get this weird shit, because why not? Then Reg is as creeped out as I am, so he Spider-Mans the fuck out of there. The toilet Rico shits in is also weirdly detailed because they love focusing on asses, but then Rico goes out to find her friends and gets lured in this alley, right? And so now I'm the fucked up one because I immediately thought of the meme. They take Rico's little Pokemon thing, then Cheeks runs in and saves the day, and then the black people come in and deal with it. And now Rico has a new friend in Cheeks, who should be fucking dead. I don't understand, and I'm not even gonna ask questions. Rico then goes to eat some decent food for a change, and then we have to learn that it's testicles because that detail is super important for some reason. And then we get our first look at Wazukyan in his new form. Nanachi also sees Belaf in his new form, and Midi is there. So for Reg gets lost and he starts fighting that huge ass giraffe dragon thing, right? But he gets rescued by the Bioshock guy. Then Reg learns that he's an interference unit, kind of like Big Daddy here, but he doesn't know much else. Then we see Rico, she's learning the language of this place, and she goes down to this hole where the girl is from the flashback, and then she sets her free. Then we learn that this girl's also the one that's controlling little black things, right? So they get her out of the cave, and they got her running around looking like Rita Repulsa from the OG Power Rangers. Then they go pull up on Belaf where Nanachi's at, and they see that she has given up all her value so she can be with Midi again. So this guy Rico tripping, right? And she's contemplating what to give up so she can get Nachi back, but she's stopped before she make a decision that gets her stuck to the town. Right outside, a grape jelly monster is attacking the town and fucking everything up, right? So Rico runs to get her whistle before anything happens. After she gets it, the Pokemon working on it turns to a huge ass kaiju and then promptly gets destroyed. Some other huge thing comes out with a sword like he a beast and he gets his ass whooped too. So of course Rico then devises a plan. She lures the jelly monster through the town on the weird guy who digivolved into a motorbike thing or some shit. Then Rico ends up defeating it. She also uses her white whistle and Red comes out of nowhere with a new color and shit. I don't know, it's really not even explained at this point. Flashback time. All the old people realize they're stuck down there, so they decide to try and make a living out of it, right? They're running low on supplies and have to find some water. They find some from only one source, boil it, and people still get diarrhea. And of course she wants to touch the diarrhea, because why not? The water's also changing people's bodies, and of course the girl with the infertile tattoo gets it. They come across this golden egg and it's said to grant a wish to any person, right? But the younger the person, the better it works. So our main girl from the past asks if they can use it on the tattoo girl, and Wazukyan does the Birdman hands, right? Because this is gonna play right into his plans. Infertile tattoo girl starts feeling better like immediately, but she starts deforming everywhere. Then the show wants to turn from gross to depressingly gross, right? She has a damn baby right out of her chest, man. Because of course, since she can't have kids, her wish was to have kids. But the baby only lives for 1 day. Then she keeps having more, but they all die, only living for 1 day. Then our main girl also gets the shits and she's out of commission. She's like on the verge of death until someone brings her some soup and it's like a cure-all. Back to the present real quick. Reg still doesn't remember what promise he gave to Fapata, so she rips off part of her head. I don't fucking know, man. And then she gives Reg that piece of her head. Anyway, back to the past. Tattoo girl's now turned into a I don't fucking know, and I can't even think of a decent joke for this, but she's constantly shitting out babies and Wazukyan is cooking them things up. And that's the soup that's curing everybody. Main girl and tattoo girl are both sad, but Bailoff is tripping, alright? He knows what's up and he doesn't want to eat them, but he can't seem to stop himself. Tattoo girl getting bigger and birthing bigger babies. Turns out that they knew where more of those eggs were, and Wazukyan forced another in her for his own wish. So now tattoo girl's like big enough to walk or something? I don't know. Then she goes to this cliff and starts eating birds. And then Bailoff is like, I can't take this, eat me too. And so her birthing hole just bursts open and Bailoff goes in and gets ripped apart, but turns into a fucking like Onyx Pokemon looking thing. Man, if I was trying to guess any of these next steps, I would have lost like from the beginning. I don't know where the hell this show was going. The rest of the town walks in and they also get transformed, but main girl says no and tries to kill herself, but Wazukyan stops her because like her connection to birthing hole girl is like the reason she still does stuff or something like that, so he locks her up. So then like tattoo or birthing girl, whatever we're gonna call her, she's basically like dead now, but she lays one last egg and it happens to be Fapata, who holds all of her hatred for those people in that town that did this to her in the first place. So basically Fapata's goal is to avenge her mom and destroy the town and everyone in it. So Reg and Fapata are walking, and basically Reg and her used to be friends, right? And he was supposed to come back and help her get into the town because Fapata can't cross the barrier. So Reg goes back into the town with her torn off arm, and it's important to note that Fapata is the most value for anyone in the town, so that arm is super important. Then that big thing with the sword, like he comes out because apparently he's like a manifestation of protecting the village, and part of Fapata is there or something and he wants it, I don't know. Anyway, Reg has to fight him to protect the arm so they can use it to get Anachi back. I just want to point out here, like they've been fighting for like half an episode and Rico never used her white whistle thing to make him cool again or nothing. Like she ain't even fucking think about it. Shit friend. Anyway, Reg runs out of options, so he blows a hole in the big guy with his arm, but this also blows a hole in the wall, and Fapata pulls up. We learned that all those little black things are all the babies that Fapata's mom birthed and died, so they surround Fapata and now she's back to full health. So then Bailoff is like, I gotta go handle some shit. So he lets Nanachi free. Nanachi's all sad because fake Mitty can only exist there and she has to feel the pain of losing her again. Now Fapata's out here massacring the whole town, right? And the town tries to fight back, but it just don't work. And they know she's immortal, so like, why are they even trying? Anyway, Reg steps up and tries to talk to Fapata, but she's still mad that he forgot her. Just like a woman, am I right, fellas? Am I right? No? All right then. Anyway, Fapata starts beating his ass while having more flashbacks of them. Then Rico finally turns Reg into the Great White Hope, In another flashback, Reg says that he's going to the top of the pit because he has something he was asked to do, then he will return and help Fapata. And this is how her journey kind of began when Rico found Reg lying there, right? Reg's the one remembering all this and he's crying over Fapata, but she doesn't give a single fuck.
Stupid.
After beating Reg's ass, Fapata tries to attack Rico because she thinks she's the one that changed Reg. But Big Daddy blocks Fapata, saying that if she attacks Rico, Fapata will lose Reg, so he's really protecting her at the same time. Before she can attack again though, Belaf and Nanachi pull up. She got this new goofy ass helmet on for some reason, and Belaf has the power to like contain memories and smells or something like that. So he lets Fapata attack him because Fapata's mom left the memories of her life inside him. Fapata then gets to see her mom's past life, and this makes her like take a little break from her rampage. Then Inachi deduces that Wazukyan wants to hurt Rico to make Reg sad so that Fapata is to win Reg back and then give up a piece of herself. Since she was made with the 3 hearts, like it may have the power to grant more wishes, and he'll use Rico for another wish or some wild shit like that. But honestly, none of what I said matters because, spoiler alert, that nigga finna die. But before that, a bunch of hostile ass creatures come through the hole and start killing everything in sight. And they also start beating Fapata's ass. She's like completely beat up, right? But then all the people from the town that she was just about to kill feel bad for her, so they start feeding themselves to her so she can regenerate. Couldn't be me though. Like, you was just trying to kill me. You on your own, bitch. So now we in the last episode, and we get this long ass flashback showing how Fapata found the main characters, and she took the whistle so it can become better, and yeah. Apparently blowing the whistle is super strenuous on Rico because she's like all dizzy and shit, so she can't do it a lot, which explains why she didn't do it earlier. I'll stop talking shit now. They encounter Wazukyan and he's basically dead like I told you. He said some cute shit before he died, but I ain't feel like it was that important. Now our main girl from the past is going up some stairs and there's a hole in the wall and lets the curse in, so she ends up turning into one of those things that Mitty is. Outside, Reg and Fapata are fighting one of them draft dragons, and then we see that Fapata decided to let all the residents of the town off the hook, at least the ones that are left, the ones she ain't killed yet. Then Fapata finally goes up, she destroys her mother's body, and then like as she's falling, Reg saves her, and they get on the like little dragon dino thing that everyone else is riding on where Rico is. But their dragon ride guy breaks one of his legs, so he ends up giving his life to Fapata also to give her more energy so she can save all of them and get them out. Rico wakes up to find that her new friend Cheeks is gone, as well as everyone else that was a part of the village. One of the draft dragon things kills the other and like walks off into the sunset, which is weird because they was fighting together earlier. I thought they was boys. Like, what the fuck happened? Redheaded girl's the only one left from the village. Since she didn't go in and change with everyone, she didn't disappear along with it, right? And she tells Fapata what her mom was like before, and then she finally passes away herself. R.I.P. They bury her ass real quick and proceed down the abyss for some more fucked up adventures, I'm sure. What the hell am I gonna watch now?